has a big boss that you fight and you win the level in life. We just learn how to fight better with more tools, deflect, go a different route, or go head on with less fear. So, it's getting deep, y'all. I don't think I was even ready. The best way to heal this thing, this heart chakra thing, working out is always, as annoying as it may be, as much as, people try to weasel out of it, I am people. It helps. In my case, I don't know about anyone out there, but my mental well-being is so much better when I am not cooped up in my house and I am sweating it out. I can be a very internally aggressive person. So think of, I don't know, the volcano experiment with the baking soda and put it in a little container. A lava is still going to erupt, probably with more force if it is not extracted in time. So I don't mean go for a HIIT class or CrossFit or whatever, but maybe a walk. Maybe because of the green, I would say a lot of nature bathing. And what that means is if you know of like a park or where you can go walking in front of your complex, has a whole lot of trees, just surround yourself by a lot of green. And that is, green is subjective. Whatever that means to you, you do that. But going outside, being in the sun, taking a walk, enjoying nature will help you ground yourself and kind of zoom out of the details that you might be obsessing over. And see, number 1, go forest bathing. And that's good for every issue of the heart chakra. This forest bathing term originated in Japan and has scientifically proven benefits. As hippie as this is, I like to at least go to my mom's yard because I know it's there. Or find a spot in grass and walk around barefoot in the grass. It not only grounds you, but it releases toxins in your body. And in my mind, those toxins are kind of like the karma that you've been holding on to. So, or plants. See, I was just working on trying to keep my plants alive. I am trying to retire my black thumb. And the more you're surrounded by green, and if you realize that, let's say you want to be a plant person. I'm trying to be the craziest plant lady possible, but we shall see because, phases. There's a lot of nurturing involved and learning to be one with nature when you have plants or a plant, whatever kind of plant. Just not a fake one. Even though I think even if you had fake ones, the green will assist you with whatever is, excess or blocked. But there's a lot of nurturing in plants. I tend to want to over care, which means over water, which means potentially killing a plant. Or I can be like, you know what, I'm going to just leave it alone and see what happens. It's going to die. That's what's going to happen. So being in nature has allowed me to realize that trees grow, and no one is out there like, oh, let me, check on this thing every week to see if it's growing. It just grows, and the universe always provides for the tree to grow. And I think we can apply nature to ourselves and learn to let go a little and be one with, the universe or whatever you want to call it. And fuss a little less about how life should be, needs to be, is supposed to be. Do a loving kindness meditation. You can find them on YouTube. I love the frequencies. You can just type in heart chakra frequency or self-love or affirmations. Visualize loving energy. You can visualize, green light in your heart space. Have a mantra. I radiate love to you. One of my favorites is I am supported. I am loved. Establish, this is major key. Establish personal boundaries, and this is best for excessive blockages. See where you say yes when you really meant to say no. And that can be internally, that can be externally. However, when you don't feel right about a decision that you made when somebody else asked you for your currency of time, emotional bandwidth, my best boundary to have is when I'm talking to a friend or a family member and they're about to go into this whole emotional thing, or like last week when I'm just like, I have this issue. Will you listen to my issue? Are you able to listen to my issue? Sometimes I forget. And that, is something that I'm working on. But I think it's beautiful when I can ask, hey, are you emotionally available for all of the bullshit that I'm about to unload and offload off of you? If you say yes and you really meant no, and you're already exhausted, that is a boundary that you are not enforcing for yourself. Make sure that you are the safest place for yourself. And ensure that you can keep that while in relation with others. So, protecting yourself and telling other people, hey, no, like this really isn't going to work for me. No is, there was a meme or whatever it's called now, some on Instagram, where somebody had no is a protection spell. If that is not powerful, I don't know what is. And so is yes. I feel like yes is an abundant spell when it comes from a place of authenticity. And that is in life, that is in work, in anything. Use the following herbs. You can use rose, see. I don't know what this is. Astragalus. Basil, hawthorn, nettle, hops, angelica. I'm going to have to research all of these because most of these I don't know. Teas. Buddha's teas. Ooh, tea with rose quartz. That sounds like a good time. Empathy by asking what if. But like positively. Being able to be compassionate for someone else. So when you're angry, resentful, judgmental, we all have wars within ourselves. And sometimes being resentful and angry towards someone else, we don't realize that maybe that person is struggling with something, and so they can't be present. So asking, what if, they're having a hard time or howsoever. Hug more. I'm going to start doing this, guys. Guys, girls, folks. Hugs have a happy, wonderful chemical that is released. And it's a natural antidepressant. Hug people that you feel safe with. If you don't have anyone to hug, aka you can hug a tree. And I know that sounds weird, but it is a grounding exercise. And the tree, as weird as it sounds, might have something for you didn't realize. But hug yourself. And that is an expression of self-love. And as weird as it may seem, if you do it, I know that it might just feel better than you thought. Show self-love by giving yourself the permission to feel. And I love this because it says, one of the greatest forms of violence we show toward ourselves unknowingly is avoiding our emotions. Yep. Allow yourself to receive love. I am working on this, people. We give so much. Are we also receiving? I'm learning. Meditate with certain crystals. Jade. Oh, I love jade. Malachite, another one. Rose quartz, emerald, rhodonite. That is a really good one for healing as well. Prenite, ruby, green fluoride, chrysocolla. But yes, just like I said, my favorite is rhodonite because it heals some of the blockages, and it's pink, so it's kind of like the highest vibration. Do shadow work. If you don't know what the heck that is, it's basically all the heavy energy that we feel. Start investigating where those come from. And that's really hard work, but if we can be accepting that we have both light and shadow, and that to be ourselves, we're composed of both, then you're halfway there. So all of the things that have been put away, and I actually have a note for this. It got dark, so I'll be struggling to read this. Oh yes, I basically know what I said. Thank your inner child for leading you into this realm of survival, right? Doing all of the things needed to survive. And also my therapist told me this. I'm gonna get emotional. Thank the small you who survived, who had to block off all of these things because you didn't have the tools at that time, because that's not really what we were here for. Thank that child and say, hey, now that we're grown up and I'm more independent, or I can be, or however, I can take care of you now and we can thrive. I think that is so nourishing and important, and it's part of shadow work. Because then you start to unsuppress what has been suppressed. And catharsis, y'all. Sometimes you just need to cry, yell, hit a punching bag, please, not people. Work out, swim, do whatever catharsis means to you that's not affecting anyone else adversely. And release. I think we hold so much in to the point that we become sick. I feel like heart disease is really the hardest, most advanced level of a blocked